=script_start=. She didn't just win a tennis match. She dismantled an opponent, an expectation, and a narrative in exactly 29 minutes. That is how long it took Linda Noskova to completely paralyze the center court crowd in Berlin and leave Alexandra Eala searching for answers that simply did not exist. Everyone arrived expecting a back-and-forth battle, a showcase of two rising stars fighting for a legacy on grass. But what they actually witnessed was a tennis execution. It was heavy-handed, it was loud, and it was utterly devastating from the very first strike of the ball. And the wildest part? This goes way deeper than anyone realizes, because this match wasn't just about reaching a final. This was a statement of intent, sent directly to the rest of the WTA Tour, proving that when Linda Noskova is striking the ball with this level of volume and velocity, the traditional rules of grass court tennis no longer apply. While the pundits were busy tracking momentum, she was busy rewriting the tactical playbook with 33 winners that left her opponent totally helpless. To understand the sheer weight of what happened in Berlin, you have to look at how Alexandra Eala had been playing leading up to this moment. She had been the story of the week, illuminating the center court with creative shot-making, brilliant angles, and a style that felt almost impossible to slow down. The tennis world was ready to crown her as the next big thing on this surface, believing her variety would expose any linear power game. But Linda Noskova didn't care about the hype or the fairy tale run, and she certainly wasn't planning on letting the match settle into a comfortable rhythm. Remember this detail, because it becomes crucial later when analyzing how the match entirely unraveled. From the opening game, holding serve became an incredibly elusive commodity, a rare luxury that neither player could take for granted as they traded heavy blows from the baseline. Alexandra Eala tried desperately to find her comfort zone, relying on her signature drop shot to disrupt the pace and force the young Czech out of her preferred striking zone. But on this specific afternoon, that drop shot didn't just fail. It became a liability that invited absolute disaster every single time it left her racket strings. But that's just the surface of what's happening here. When you watch the way Linda Noskova covered the net, it became clear that her physical preparation for this grass court season has reached an elite level. She wasn't just standing on the baseline trading ground strokes. She was actively hunting for the first strike off the serve, looking to punish anything that lacked a precise target. The sheer feast of flat ball striking coming off her racket was intoxicating to watch, a masterclass in clean timing that forced her opponent deeper and deeper behind the baseline. And this is where the story takes a turn nobody expected. Because instead of retreating or playing defensive tennis during the chaotic break exchanges, Linda Noskova doubled down on her aggression. Every time Alexandra Eala thought she had found a window to turn the set around, she was met with a devastating response that completely took the racket out of her hands. It was too good, a display of pure tennis dominance where every tactical adjustment Eala attempted was immediately countered and crushed by raw, uncompromising power. Now here's the part that should make you angry if you are a fan of tactical variety, because it felt like the traditional art of grass court construction was completely bulldozed by a physical force. Linda Noskova didn't need to slice, she didn't need to play long cat-and-mouse rallies, and she certainly didn't need permission to take over the center court. She simply stood her ground, looked at one of the most illuminated talents of the tournament, and decided that 29 minutes of absolute winners galore was all it would take to punch her ticket to a historic first grass final. Think about the psychological damage of hitting 33 winners in such a remarkably short window of competitive play. That is more than one winner per minute, a statistic that sounds completely absurd when you realize they are playing on a surface known for bad bounces and unpredictable slickness. The technical precision required to maintain that volume of high-risk tennis without drowning in unforced errors is what separates the good prospects from the genuine superstars. It was a breakthrough performance in every sense of the word, forcing the entire tennis community to look at her as a major threat. And this is where it gets personal for anyone tracking the balance of power in women's tennis right now. People love to talk about court craft, defense, and extended rallies. But when someone can step onto a premier grass court and hit a flat ball with that much purity, all those coaching manuals get thrown out the window. Alexandra Eala didn't play a terrible match by normal standards, but she was simply not allowed to play her game, suffocated by an elite competitor who refused to let her breathe or find a single moment of rhythm. Because here's what this all means going forward as we look toward the bigger grass court dates on the calendar. A performance like this changes the entire locker room dynamic because it proves that Linda Noskova doesn't just want to win. She wants to dominate and dictate exactly how her matches are played. If she can synthesize this level of net coverage with that devastating baseline power consistently, we are looking at a player who can realistically dismantle anyone in the world on this surface. This short, brilliant blitz in Berlin was a terrifying wake-up call to the rest of the tour that a new power producer has officially arrived on grass. The question is no longer whether her game can adapt to the faster lawns, but whether the lawns can survive the absolute destruction she is capable of bringing to the court. Did we just watch a temporary hot streak from a player finding her timing, or have we officially witnessed the birth of the next dominant force on grass? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you think anyone can stop this level of power, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep tennis analysis. Equal sign. Esprit type _en, equal sign.